All right, so this is for all my coaches out there that are posting videos on YouTube but still not getting leads or clients. The problem might not be your views. Most likely it's not. It's probably what you're posting. I've been on YouTube now for over 18 plus years, and I see coaches make the same mistake all the time. They post a video, then the next week they sit down and they think, what should I make a video about now, this week? So they look for keywords, they see what other people are posting, they chase trends because they think they're going to be able to get a lot of views. They create something random, and then they hope that somehow, eventually, one of those videos turns into a client. That's the part that I want to change for you. And I want you to think about this differently. Because if you're a coach, you don't need hundreds of random video ideas. And you definitely don't need millions of views. One of our clients recently landed 2 new clients from videos getting, get this, fewer than 300 views. Now, why is that? Well, because the right people were watching. Those videos built trust, and over time, those viewers decided they wanted her help. So in this video, I'm going to show you how we think about content for coaches. We call this the Authority Binge Blueprint. And once you see this, you're not going to have to sit down every week and wonder what the heck you should post about. You're going to know exactly what to post. So let's dive in. Step number 1, this is a big one. Who are you actually trying to attract? That's step number 1. Before we build the blueprint, before we decide any type of content, we need to figure out if this is right for them. Because if we get this wrong, none of the rest of what I'm going to share with you matters. You can have the best camera, the best thumbnails, titles. You can post 3 times a week. But if you're attracting people who are never going to become clients, what's the point? So the very first thing that we do with a client is we get crystal clear on the 2 things. Who are you trying to help? And what is the main problem that you're solving for this particular person? Not 17 problems. We want the biggest one. What's their transformation? What's it going to be after you help them? What problem are they actively trying to fix? Because once we know that, your content becomes much easier to plan. And I'm going to demonstrate that here in a second. Once we get the content right, everything we create can point back to the person that we are trying to help solve that specific problem. Oh, and by the way, this is one of the exercises that we walk through inside our Steady Leads playbook. So if you're thinking, I'm not totally sure who I'm supposed to be targeting, or I'm not sure what my content should actually focus on, well, we actually created a playbook that walks you through exactly how to plan this out. And if you'd like to get a copy of that, just comment playbook down below and I'll send it to you. Once again, just comment playbook and I'll send it to you. It's going to help you get clear on the foundation. And like I said, is super important because once you have the foundation, now we can build the content system. And that leads me into step number 2. The very first thing that we want to focus on, once we have the clarity, once we know who we're targeting, we want to create our anchor content. Like I said earlier, this is what we call the Authority Binge Blueprint. Okay. At the very top, we have what we call our anchor piece of content. Think of it like your masterclass. If one of your ideal clients sat down with you for like 60 or 90 minutes and said, can you show me exactly how you would help me solve this problem? What would you teach them? What's your process? What's your philosophy? What are the major steps? What do they need to understand before they can get the result? That becomes your anchor piece of content. And I think every coach should have one of these because someone might discover one short video from you today. And I don't mean short form. I mean like 3 to 5 minutes. But if they want to go deeper, now you have something that really shows them how you think. And I'm actually going to demonstrate that here in a little while. Because the thing about this piece of content is it shows them how you solve the problem. It shows them how you help people. And that's where authority starts getting built. But your anchor is only the beginning because then from there, what we do in step 3 is we need to build your supporting videos. Okay, so inside the masterclass, you probably have 4, maybe 5, maybe 6, maybe even 7 major ideas or frameworks that you help your clients with. Each one of those ideas can become its own video. Those become your supporting videos. So now instead of sitting down every Tuesday thinking, what should I post? You already know. You're expanding on the ideas inside your anchor piece of content. Maybe your masterclass has 5 major steps. Great. Now you have 5 videos. And each video can go deeper into one part of your process. You see how this is working? A lot easier, right? So already, instead of having random content, we're starting to build a connected library. But now we can take it even further. Step 4, we're going to answer the questions they're already asking. This is part of our 5x5x5 content tree, by the way. And again, if you want to see that, you can comment playbook and I will send you the actual playbook that walks you through how to build all of this out. This will give you the entire framework and also it'll give you some exercises so you can go ahead and do this. So like I said, part of this 5x5x5 content tree is we need to identify 5 questions that your ideal client is already asking. What are they searching for on YouTube right now? What do they ask you on a sales call? What do they email you about? What keeps coming up inside of your client meetings? Those questions are videos. And this is important because now you're not guessing. You're creating content around things your ideal client already wants help with. So write down 5 questions. That's 5 more videos that you get to create. All right, moving on to step number 5 now is we're gonna talk about the problems they're experiencing. So again, like this is part of the 5x5x5. Now we wanna give 5 specific problems your ideal client runs into while trying to get the result you help them achieve. What frustrates them? Where do they get stuck? What slows them down? What do they try that doesn't work? Those are videos that you can be creating that are going to build out your Authority Binge Blueprint. All right, so now we're not just answering questions. We're meeting them inside the actual problems they're experiencing. That makes your content feel incredibly relevant, right? Because when the right person sees one of those videos, they think, that's exactly what I'm dealing with. And now you have their attention. And moving on to step number 6 is we want to create videos that talk about challenges and the myths that they might be believing. So next, what we want to do is write down 5 things your ideal clients believes that either aren't true or are actually keeping them stuck. Those become your myth videos. These are powerful because they let you challenge the way your audience currently sees the problem. Maybe they think they need a huge audience. Maybe they think they need to post every day. That's why I'm creating this video. Maybe they think one tactic is the answer when it's actually keeping them from the result. Whatever those beliefs are for your ideal client, turn them into videos. Now, you're not just teaching, you're changing the way they think. And that's a big part of building authority. All right, step number 7, this is really powerful. This is where we add the proof layer. This is where we can tell your stories. We can tell case study stories, client results, and we can walk them through examples because it's the one thing for me to say, oh, this works. It's another thing for me to show you someone who actually used it and got a result. Proof reduces skepticism. It helps the viewer see themselves succeeding. And it gives your teaching more weight because now you become more credible. Kind of like I did earlier, where I talked about one of my clients and how she had a very small YouTube channel and a very, very micro niche also. And she was able to land 2 clients worth $12,500 from a channel of less than 120 subscribers and averaging about 100 to 300 views per video. You see, I just shared a client success from what I am sharing with you today. So you see how that works? A very simple, small, little soundbite that you could use because you've gotten results for your clients. So now that we've built everything, you have your anchor, you have your supporting videos, you have questions, problems, myths, and proof. Every one of these videos is focused on the same person trying to solve that same core problem. And that is what coaches should actually be posting on YouTube, not random videos. Now, here's where this gets really interesting. These videos aren't just for YouTube. Yes, we want YouTube to recommend them. Yes, we want people to find them through search. And yes, we want those videos to get views. But I want you to think about these videos as assets, evergreen assets. Let's say someone joined your email list 3 months ago. They've been getting your emails. They know who you are, but they're not ready to work with you yet. One day, you send them an email talking about a problem they're dealing with. You give them a little insight, and then you say, by the way, I recorded a video that walks you through exactly how to fix this. They click, now they're back on YouTube, they watch that video, YouTube recommends another one, maybe they watch that too. A week later, you send another email, they watch another video. A month later, they watch another one. That's what we call the authority binge effect. And binging doesn't necessarily mean someone sits there and watches 15 videos in 4 hours. They might, that'd be great. But the binge could happen over a week, 3 months, even a year. And the important thing is that every time they come back, they get another opportunity to learn from you, another opportunity to understand how you think, another opportunity to trust you, another opportunity to say, you know what? I think this person can help me. That is why this is so much bigger than just chasing views. Your videos keep working after you publish them. And this is exactly how we're using this for ourselves. We'll create a video like this one here that you're watching. Then we'll send an email to our list around the problem I'm talking about here. I'll teach part of the lesson in the email, and then I'll send people back to this video. Now we can see who's interested, who's clicking, who's watching, and who wants to learn more about this topic. And we've created another touch point with someone who could eventually become a client. So this video isn't just, well, I posted on Tuesday, let's see how many views it gets. No, that's not it at all. It's an asset. And I can use it today, 6 months from now, a year from now, potentially 5 years from now. Now, what we just covered is really just the beginning. And if you want to see how this entire system works, and more importantly, how to build it step by step, I actually taught a full workshop right here that breaks down the entire process. And by the way, that's my anchor piece of content. Go watch that. I'll see you there. Let's get to work.